Welcome to the LANCave where we're living as nerds. I'm Patrick, joined by Owen.
Summer Game Fest.
It's the summer, and it's the Game
tomorrow.
Fest. We don't get E3. I'm gonna fix my lights while we're talking. We're not getting E3, but at least we got something. Keeley bringing us something good, as he does.
I hope he's bringing something good. I mean, he took the shots where it's like they have more E's in their name than E3. I appreciated it.
I liked that. He also did tweet out like, "Hey, temper," or I can't remember if it was a tweet or what it was. He's basically like, "Hey, temper your expectations, like simmer down." Like, I think that he's trying to make sure people know that he's doing what he can, but this is understand that it may not be like the biggest thing. Don't think that we're gonna get Death Stranding 2 and Silent Hills. Like, it's not gonna get like the biggest things you could imagine. It's gonna be good though. That's what I think, at least.
I think that he's doing his best to temper them, but we can't temper them. Like, again, like, this is your fault, bro. Like, not your fault. I don't mean in a negative way, but like, he left E3 for a reason because he didn't like the direction it was going. He's starting his own thing. He like hypes it up for like 3 or 4 months straight with the hashtag. Like, his hashtag even has like an icon to it and everything on Twitter. So I don't know how like big of a deal or how hard that is to do to get an icon attached to it. But he talks about this for like months and then is like 3 days, 2 days, it's tomorrow. Like, you can't do that for months on end and then all of a sudden just expect us to like temper them too much. I appreciate him trying to do that, but I still expect some stuff. Maybe I don't expect everything. I understand we're still in the year of delays, which is honestly treating me quite well right now. I am playing games, baby. Like, I'm going down the backlog. I beat Uncharted Golden Abyss over the weekend. Solid game, by the way. I can't believe this game ran on Vita. I said that last time. I won't talk too much more about it. 10 hours though for a Vita game, and
that's not bad.
The only thing that got old for me was they kept using the Vita gimmicks. So they're like, one of the boss fights is swiping on the screen. Like, that's the boss fight. There is no buttons or anything, which all the Uncharted boss fights have always been gimmicky because that's the game. I will say just about Uncharted in general, I don't know if it's fatigue is the right word, but the same thing kind of goes with like especially the first Horizon. But I think I might just be kind of over where they have like those yellow marks on the wall where it's like, you're climbing here. Like, it's been in all the Uncharteds. It was in the first Horizon, a little bit less in the second Horizon, although the second Horizon still had it in some specific areas where you're climbing, and
not so subtle cue to
I might just be over that in general. But all that aside, solid game. Wanted to move on to Time Spinner, but it kept crashing on Vita, so I moved on to this game that I've literally had for, I want to say, since I got PlayStation, like 4. But it was on Vita 2, Super Time Force Ultra. Never played this game before. I think I played it for maybe 5 minutes. It's a little, it's just a little arcade game. It has a cool gimmick where you have like a minute to finish the stage, but you can rewind like 30 times to try and finish it. And when you rewind, like, your shadows get like left behind if they didn't die. And so your shadows like help you out during boss fights.
Cool.
They're still like technically there in time. The story really doesn't have anything to it. You're just kind of traveling through time and doing something. I've really not been paying attention to the story at all. I've just been playing it on my Vita while like my son watches PBS Kids or something like that. It's fun.
This is one I was not really familiar with, but it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just a cool little arcade game. It's crossplay, or not crossplay, cross-buy. So I had it on PlayStation, and it turned out to be a Vita game. Just going through it. something simple. I didn't want to dive in. I was kind of deciding where I want to go after beating Uncharted. I have Tales of Arise that I'm thinking about. Do I go back to Horizon Forbidden West, or am I kind of like not into that right now? I'm kind of just thinking about what's the next big game I wanted to dive into. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I
a little
may
bit
get into
of
Horizon. I'm still playing
yeah,
Arkham,
yeah,
and I'm enjoying it. I think I'm almost enjoying the fact that I can like uh, that as I'm playing it. I explained this I think last week or so. I'm liking that it's like, oh, this is, I can choose what I want to do. I go do it, and in like 20, 30 minutes or whatever, I actually accomplish a good amount of things. Like this is the Killer Croc DLC stuff that I didn't do.
yeah.
And I think I did all of it in about 40 minutes. And
Nice.
I don't mean that like, I mean that in a positive way. Like I'm like, ooh, I
Yeah,
got to do this. I got to accomplish something. It was short and sweet. Yeah, it didn't drag on too much. So I'm liking it, and I'll probably I think I'm going to finish out. I'm not going to do all the Riddler trophies right now, but I think I'm going to finish everything else, and then possibly jump onto Horizon, depending on what's going on. I
I will
did.
say,
Mhm.
based on you playing this, and then I don't have any desire to play Arkham Knight again, but
Yeah.
on PSN, all three games. So Arkham Return, so the Return to Arkham, so the first two games,
Okay.
Arkham
Yeah.
Asylum and City and Night, all
Hmm.
three $7.99 on PSN. So I had Arkham Knight, so I'm essentially paying $8 for the first two games, but
Okay.
that's $4 a game for like the definitive edition, all the DLC, and like the up-res version. Because I was like,
Yeah.
I don't ever want to play Night again, but I wouldn't mind dipping into Asylum,
Yeah.
and really playing that at like 60 frames on PS5. So that was based on you, and then based off just a killer sale. $8
Yeah.
for all three of these games is a friggin' steal.
That's a steal. Arkham. I think
That's like,
Asylum.
I don't know,
Yeah.
50, 60 hours of content for $9.
Yeah, I think Asylum. I've said Asylum's my favorite. I think overall story wise, same reason. Like I think you liked Miles versus the Spider-Man PS5 game, PS4, whatever, because it was just cohesive. It didn't feel bloated. Arkham
Yeah,
Knight's definitely like there's a good story, and then there's a ton of other things to do. And if you're just trying to experience the entire thing, you're going to be exhausted playing like 100+ hours to get all the Riddler trophies and everything. Mad Hatter DLC, the Catwoman Riddler stuff. I think that took me like an hour and a half, maybe hour and a half, and it was good. But it's like that's a good amount of time to spend on a side mission.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think the other thing is like versus like City and Night. Even though I wouldn't mind trying City again because I really did enjoy like the story behind City. Is like
hmm
the problem with both Night and City is just like open world games have just moved on from that.
yeah,
There's a lot of fetchy stuff in Night in particular. There is in City too. City really obviously like opened up the world, but
yeah.
Asylum, I definitely just want. It's been so long. We're probably when did Asylum come out? Let's see.
Oof.
2009, and I probably
Okay.
played it the year that it came out. So we're talking over 10 years
Yeah.
since I played that game. So I put that on. It's on the list.
Yeah.
$9 that I was like, I've been really trying to be good about my game purchasing, but I was like, 3 games for $9 is really
Yeah.
hard to be like, no, I can't do this. They're having. By the way, if people are into it right now, there's an indie sale going on PSN. There is an under 15 sale going on right now. There's some decent stuff.
Yeah.
I personally always try and find 2 games that I want to buy just to kind of make it like a thing. So if I only find one game, I'm like, no, I can wait, and I'm just kind of trying to to use that as like a thing. So I didn't
The
find
sale wasn't
anything.
that good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't find anything yet, but I've been using Deku Deals,
Hmm.
and I moved on from the ones that I've recommended before. Deku Deals is now my recommended one, even though it doesn't have a app. for free. It doesn't make you pay for it. You can set prices on games and get email alerts. So I said, for example, I want, because I'm thinking about diving back into Final Fantasy 14 again. I want the final expansion on Final Fantasy 14, and I said $25.
Okay.
And so I'll get an alert on that. I got an alert today on I forget what it is now, just because everything's going on sale. But for Summer Games Fest and everything. But Deku Deal is definitely the preferred one now because you can literally set the price. You can say what console you want it on, and so you're saying that's like cool. I want it for under $15 on Switch or whatever. You know,
that's cool.
The game is trying to be good though. I'm trying to play backlog games. That's what we're doing right now until somebody releases something. Anybody want to release anything? Because like God of War doesn't seem like it's gonna be coming out.
God of War may be delayed. There's a possibility of that. We did get Diablo Immortal, but I propped that user score up there. I'm sure you saw the Metacritic score. This is okay.
There's some rage to it. I've actually heard it's fun.
It's okay. I've put in about I'm not gonna lie. I put in a little bit over an hour. And it's not bad. I'm playing with my Kishi, which is the only way. If you're playing mobile, you got to play with in my opinion, some type of peripheral, or you can play it on PC. But it's not bad where I am right now because I'm just in like the early aspect of it. It is very much a mobile game. It is very. There are a lot of like, hey, buy some stuff, but you don't really have to. The end game is really what is causing people to, I would say review bomb, but justified review bombs. If you're not interested in the end game aspect, and it's not bad, I'd rather play Diablo 2 or Diablo 3, but it's not bad, especially for a game to have on the go. It just has a lot of mobile aspects, carrot on a stick. Like wants you to come back regularly to get rewards. It wants you to do your dailies. It's not a bad game though. I'd say it's pretty solid for running on a mobile. Pretty solid in my opinion. I didn't expect it to be as good as it was, but the end game aspect, the microtransaction aspect, I'm not digging. So it makes me not want to play it, even though I'm probably never gonna care about the end game. I don't know. It just gives me a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, I think it's justifiable that if you like want the best everything, and the fact that it costs that much, and like that the currency is hidden behind loot boxes, which it caused it to not get released in certain European countries that have very strict loot box laws, justifiably so. I did have some buddies though, because I posted this article to some friends, and they're like, "Well, this is all at the end. It's not now. Like they have put several hours into it, and they're like, I haven't paid anything, and I'm still having a good time. So it's all about having the right expectations. If you just want to play the game through, get to the end, enjoy whatever story there may be, you'll probably have a good time. But if you want to get to that end thing, keep complaining about it to Blizzard, and hopefully they get smart and change it. I'm imagining they're going to have to.
They're going to have to. The numbers on that, and I did the original articles coming out were saying it's around $110,000 if you wanted to purchase. Now that is if you have essentially better luck. Some people were saying if you do the math on the odds of, because you have to essentially. I'm not going to go like further into it or anything, but it's like basically odds of getting something, and then you have to get that thing repeatedly and then upgrade it repeatedly, kind of like the gems are in Diablo 2 with the Herodric Cube, except extremely low chances. They were saying that it was 110 if you have good luck. I think the majority of, if not all of it, you can't get unless you're paying, because you can't get into the rifts. Some of the other aspects they were saying you could level up pretty well, but it'd probably take you 2 or 3 years to do it. Yeah. And with games like this, games as a service, whatever, they're going to come out with different seasons, if you will, either every 4 or 6 months, at least once a year, if not multiple times a year, to keep people playing. which means you're constantly going to be chasing that unless you're spending money. Multiple people I'm not going to rag on people, but there are some people who are doing who are streaming it and have put in like $500, $600, $800 like in a session because they were just throwing in cash there, and they didn't. I think they realized it, but at the same time, they were surprised at how much they were putting in on it. But that again is when you're getting to the like later levels, and if you're wanting to grind out a game and play, like I played World of Warcraft. I never did like the high end raids, so it wouldn't really qualify for me. But I don't know, like I'll probably continue to play a little bit here and there, especially as I'm about to do some traveling. It's nice to have that on my phone, but that does I'm not a fan of them doing that. If it's a good game, I'll throw a couple bucks here and there, but $110,000, that's like what, double the average American salary. I think that's ridiculous.
It's more than what I make. So
Yeah. That's an insane amount of money for that.
I have rated like the highest level of like Final Fantasy 14, not in a while, but I have at points. And so if I was into a game like this, I would be like upset, right? So I again keep bothering them, play it right now, try and limit that, or don't play it. That's definitely up to you. I have it installed, I haven't checked it out. I have like 3 games on my phone where I just keep meaning to do it, and then I keep playing console games instead, or turning on remote play and playing my PlayStation instead of my phone. Every once in a while, I dip into it, so I have some ready, and I keep them updated so that when that time comes, that's just the time. The time has not come, and I don't want to throw this out there, but the time may be coming or not coming for God of War. Now, Jason Schreier did say he doesn't think that it's in trouble, and so I will believe like the most trusted source, but I've just had this feeling that they're just too quiet about it. Like, they're too quiet. We got this third-party state of play to kind of like kick off the summer, and we still haven't heard like anything first party outside of like VR. Like, we got Horizon VR, which was dope, looks awesome, system seller for sure for PSVR 2, but where's the God of War, man? Where's Kratos at? I don't know.
When was the last time we saw God of War? When was the last time we saw? Was it? I want to say it was January. Was when we got this trailer. It's been too long. It's been quiet, and they were like, "Yeah, it's coming out. It's going to be 2022." This was. I don't remember them announcing this for 2021. I can't remember if they threw a date on it and then delayed it. I may be misremembering. For some reason, I thought this was going to come out, or maybe we were anticipating it possibly coming out in last November. Now we're thinking this year. Obviously, we're in the mindset of if it's going to make the game better, delay it, make it, do it right. Don't do what they're doing with Stranger Things and come out with half the season and you're still working on the new episodes, as Robert was talking about. I was posting about earlier today. Finish it, polish it, and then release it. So it's going to be sad if this comes out next year, as we've been waiting for it. But the God of War 2018 is magnificent. So yeah, if it's going to take longer to finish it, it's going to take longer. I'm still sad.
I mean, I don't have a problem with the delay necessarily. It's just like, it's crazy to think that originally they said the game was going to come out in 2021 rather.
2021, yeah.
And then 2022, and then there's the possibility that we don't see it this year.
Yeah.
And what's crazy is that, like, obviously complete speculation and everything, but like, what if PS4 is part of the problem? Like, what if making this game run on PS4 is part of the problem? Who knows? I know that the thing that caused me to think that it might not be coming out is that I saw a tweet on Monday saying that somebody just the guy who is voicing Thor
Mm-hmm.
just finished up his voice work, and I'm like, I know that that's still like 6 months, but like it to me just something seems off about that. If like one of the characters who's probably a somewhat major character, but not the like primary character, like if they're just still doing like finishing their voice work, like what else could there be? I don't know what the order of games get made in though, so I don't know if voice is like the last thing they do. I don't really know how that all works. Like if it goes like mocap and then voice, like that's something that I have no knowledge on whatsoever. It's just, you know, whatever. I'll just keep playing backlog games. That's fine.
Yeah, we got games to play.
We're getting Starfield or anything. So
yeah, we're not getting Starfield. We're not getting Redfall. We got games to play. I mean, this is the time to do it. And
I get to play games I paid for. and
if it's up to me,
more money.
Yeah, obviously we don't want we don't want them to obviously go into crunch or anything like that. So hopefully Santa Monica isn't going to do something like that, especially with the climate right now, that if they go into hard crunch to try to get it out by say November, the reports of that coming are going to come out and it's going to have some negativity. Is it going to hurt the sales? I don't know, but it's going to be too negative. So I don't want it. Just delay it, get it done when it needs to be done. By the way, did you see the Black Adam trailer?
I did. I posted it on my Facebook.
That's right. You did post it on Facebook.
I said the best part of this movie is going to be when The Rock is not talking.
And he is, loved Wayne. Yeah, the best parts. I
love The Rock.
Yeah,
don't get me wrong at all.
Yeah, I will say when I watched this, it's maybe it's because of what he's wearing here and whatever. Immediately, I'm like, man, he came so far from Scorpion King, because that was not only was bad, but like his performance was just so mediocre in a bad movie. So,
well, I mean, he's proven he can do comedy very well, like Jumanji,
this is the one with him and Kevin Hart.
That one, that's exactly one of those things where he's like the FBI agent on the road. Hilarious,
great, that was.
I just don't like him being serious. I think is the big thing. But honestly, what killed me in this trailer was just like the exposition over the trailer. Like I didn't need it. Just show me the trailer. I don't know if I'm just over that kind of thing now. Anytime that there's a narrator, the narrator has to be really good. They have to be and I'm not just talking about acting, the writing for it has to be good. And I'm not saying the writing necessarily was bad, but I don't need him to talk. All these scenes where he's being silent and stuff's just happening to him and he's got that serious face on and then he's just being dope. I think those are going to be awesome. That looked cool.
That was cool.
There.
Yeah.
He's holding the rocket. It's going to explode. He's, and nothing's going to happen. That's where it's going to be awesome for me. But I don't need you to narrate a superhero movie. There's very few people that can pull that off. You get that occasionally with Spider-Man and it works. But that's because Spider-Man talks to himself all the time. That's a very regular thing for Spider-Man.
Deadpool.
I don't care about Black Adam now. I don't need Black Adam to talk to himself.
Well, I almost feel like they did that because they were do people know who Black Adam is? Do we need to fill them in? It's The Rock. You didn't need to fill them in. Show this. Show this. You don't, and people are going to be like, okay, that looks good. And if The Rock is in it, that's immediately going to get you X amount of seats already. The trailer looks good, but you didn't need the exposition. I like it's probably going to be good, but this is kind of a weird deep cut in some of these characters. I think the average person doesn't know who Dr. Fate is, so it'll be interesting in that case. I'm hopeful that it's good because I want DC to do better. Yeah,
Pierce Brosnan's going to carry.
100%. I want DC to be good. Awesome. Yeah, I want DC to be good because Marvel's been doing so well, and I like DC comics. I like DC animated. The movies have just not been very good. I'm hoping Aquaman 2 and this are better. Hopefully, Flash.
I mean,
Rumor is,
Jason
by the
Momoa
way,
also can't act. So.
yeah, he can't. He can't. Well, you don't. There's a
He's
reason
a
that people.
cool character, like in terms of
Yeah,
like
he's a
the
cool
way
guy.
he
I mean,
acts, like
yeah,
on like late night shows and all that stuff. Like those are.
he's a cool guy and he's eye candy, and that's why he's in those movies. The rumor, by the way, is that after the whole Amanda Heard Johnny Depp trial stuff, that they are cutting Amber Heard from Aquaman 2 completely. While I don't necessarily agree with that, I get it. I said quite a while ago that they should CGI King Shark into it. Same scenes, don't change the dialogue, just put King Shark in there instead. Change King Shark's dialogue, but don't reshoot Jason Momoa's dialogue whatsoever. It'd be hilarious. Just watching him like say quasi flirty, googly eye stuff at King Shark, and then have I was like that'd be funny, and have Sylvester Stallone voicing King Shark again, because that was really great in Suicide Squad. But yeah, it's a rumor on that. We'll see if that's true. Speaking of things that are true, we had some predictions last week on PlayStation State of Play, and we didn't do so well. You got a half point. I would have gotten a point, but I moved some stuff. You said Final Fantasy 16 trailer release date. We didn't get it. We're not getting it holiday. We're getting it summer 2023. But this trailer's nice. So
this trailer was sick.
Yeah,
this is the sickest trailer ever, dude. The combat looks so dope, and doing like summon fights, like that's different. Yeah. That's gonna be cool. The action looks like a combination of like really looks like they took some stuff from 17, around 17, 7 remake, and like some things that they didn't have in 15, and is sick. Everything about this looks sick. Like even though I'm gonna watch every trailer that they put out, if this was the last trailer that I saw until next summer when it releases, I would be absolutely fine. Everything about this looks cool. This is if you didn't know, this is in line to be the first mature rated Final Fantasy game. Every other
Stranger Paradise wasn't?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
It's
first
not
mainline.
Okay, mainline, yeah.
Because all of the numbered Final Fantasies are all teen.
Yeah.
So this one is going to be mature. There's a certain scene in there. There's a certain scene in there that looks like we might finally get like not finally, like people have been clamoring for it or anything, but it looked like there might be a little spicy sexiness going on in some Final Fantasy. It looks like there's like some really dark tones, and we've had dark before with like 6 in particular. I feel like there's another one that like goes pretty hard, but 6 I think is by far like the darkest.
But there's a lot of implied stuff, but it does like 7 with the plate coming down. That's horrific. Like that is, and I'm not saying this to be hyperbolic, that would be bigger than a 9/11, having that when that happens in 7, and it's has the right heft to it, but you don't see it, so it's like, oh, that's terrible. So I agree. It's dark, but it's not. It'd be. I would pre-order this right now, like without any hesitation, if they gave me.
I'm going to be ordering it twice probably. I'm probably going to be getting it physically and digitally because I can't help myself. Like I'm gonna want it on disc. I'm gonna want whatever steelbook they come out with, and then I'm going to want it day and date. To play it. I'm gonna take hopefully it doesn't come out on Friday. I really hope it comes out on a weekday, because that means the kid will be in daycare and I can play it. Otherwise, no matter what though, this game, like obviously the highlight of the entire show. That was a really good showcase. By the way,
it was. I mean, it did have a lot of stuff.
Writing down too many things because I figured we got to do like our other predictions. But did anything stick out to you? Looking for
Resident Evil Village VR. I said Resident Evil DLC. I said Resident Evil Village DLC, and it's VR. So I didn't get the DLC.
I debated counting it. So if the audience thinks that should count as DLC,
Yeah.
I will give a point there.
Yeah. I will say, but this, we got Resident Evil 4 remake trailer as well, and the Saints and Sinners trailer. I want to I'll just jump around a little bit here.
Yeah.
This has a release date of 2022. This is not just coming out on PlayStation VR, but they've not.
Yeah, that was a slip, right?
That was like, they didn't say, hey, it's coming out on PlayStation VR 2 in 2022. They just said, hey, it's coming out 2022. It's also coming out, I want to say Oculus, but I can't remember offhand. So the implication, this may mean that we're getting holiday. PSVR 2 will come out this holiday, which would be perfect because I don't have a lot of big games to play. I will totally get a PSVR 2 for holiday. This I don't think it was necessarily an intentional slip, but it's a slip enough to not say, later for PSVR 2. So
the thing is, I think, let me check out this PlayStation blog post.
Yeah, unless I'm wrong. Yeah, which I definitely could be wrong.
The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Chapter 2 Retribution. Is that what we're talking about? Retribution?
Yeah.
Okay. Is coming to both PSVR and PSVR 2, currently still in development. Where
I saw a 2022 release date on it.
Okay. It is set literally the very bottom of the blog post. It is set to come into PSVR in late 2022 and PSVR 2 in 2023. So
okay, I didn't see that part. Okay.
That's still a confirmed year, at least for PSVR 2. I feel like it was obvious, but I don't have any interest in this game, but they're bringing the heat, dude. They're making PSVR 2 a day one buy. That Horizon VR, looks awesome. Looks so good, and they're saying that that's a launch game. That's a PSVR 2 launch title. So
yeah. I'm getting it launched. I'm getting it at launch. Between that and Resident Evil, I loved Resident Evil Village, so playing it in VR, I'll do that. I played this a little bit.
Lady D in VR.
That's in VR,
that's what the internet needs.
Oh yeah,
Step
that's
on me.
Yeah, it's. I'm and as happy as I am about that, I'm even more excited about Resident Evil 4 remake because the 2 remake and the 3 remake were great. For a lot of people, it's their favorite for a lot of people because of, I think, the gameplay finally caught up. The story's great, but the gameplay is really good in 4. And 2 had tank controls, 3 was and I think that's why 4 is is so high on everyone's list, where 2 I think is a better game than 4, but the tank controls are terrible. So having an updated version of this, I think is going to be I think this is going to sell more. And I say this as a Resident Evil 2 fan. I think this is going to outsell Resident Evil 2 remake. And I think because the people who like Resident Evil 2 are definitely going to want to play this after playing the remakes of 2 and 3. The 3 remake was short, but it was good. It was just like, nowadays when I play a game and it's like, I think that game was like 9 hours, and I don't know, like it felt too short for it felt like 9 hours. It didn't feel like I got a lot done, but
yeah, I don't know. I'll say that again, not going to play it, but the trailer was beautiful. It looked good. I gotta let my cat in the office before he riots, so give me one second.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, this is definitely, more up my alley. The one that I would have gotten a point on, but I moved it to my predictions for the I want to say for Summer Games Fest. I'll have to double check, but I moved the Callisto Protocol to my prediction for Summer Games Fest. I moved that. This would have been a point for me, but I thought, it's going to come out at Summer Games Fest. So yeah, I didn't get that one. But so I thought that was cool. We haven't heard anything on this one. I'm not getting a point for it, but I'm just kicking myself. I I'm excited about this because it gives me Dead Space vibes. I liked the initial stuff we got for it. We hadn't heard about it in a while.
You
So
saw what they
yeah,
did, right?
what they did on
That
what?
they like because you threw out the Dead Space
Mm-hmm.
vibes. They're coming out December. Dead Space comes out in January. I hope that they didn't have to crunch or anything to really get that done, but I think that is a genius move to come out to the game that is surely you're going to be compared against. You're going to be compared against
Yeah.
Dead Space, but by coming out first,
Yeah,
and not second to the way. Obviously, this is a new IP,
a bigger
versus
IP.
an existing
Yeah,
IP.
yeah,
And Dead Space is going to crush it as long as it's any good. Of course, hopefully they do it right. That's one horror-ish game that I do want to play.
yeah.
I played the original. It definitely still like irked me to a point where I wasn't necessarily comfortable, but it's such a cool vibe. It has like a it reminded me a lot of Alien, like the first Alien, just kind of alone on a spaceship with obviously multiple creatures in this case, but it kind of just gave me that vibe. But super smart to come out first, and then I think that only benefits Dead Space also because it's going to build hype for Dead Space.
Yeah.
And if it's good, they're really going to be like which one's better?
Yeah.
You like Callisto Protocol? You like Dead Space? Which one?
Which I think that similar. I mean, anytime there's good games like that coming out, it only makes for better games going forward. Like competition is good. I argue that when what was it? So Saints Row and Saints Row 2, when those games came out, they were better than Grand Theft Auto 4. And Grand Theft Auto 5 came out, and obviously that's better than Saints Row 1 and 2. But they were comparing Saints Row to GTA, and at the time, Saints Row 2, in my opinion, was better than GTA. Now GTA obviously got better than that. So yeah, I'm happy about that. And then Stray, obviously big tonal shift there, but I was already interested in Stray. Yeah, I was already interested in Stray, but this solidified it for me because the intrigue of like, okay, you're playing a cat, but okay, so what? And seeing the different elements, seeing the the juxtaposition of the adorable cat and the quasi, I guess, horror elements or whatever, and the dystopian robots. I like this. This is a buy for you?
Absolutely. Especially because the wife was interested in it as well, and we have that rule on this podcast. If you're non-gaming ish, she likes video games and she will play them occasionally, but your non-hardcore gamer-ish spouse says, hey, that game looks cool. I mean, she's what got me to play Elden Ring in the first week of launch because she wanted to see it, and she was like, hey, that game with the cat looks pretty cool. And I was like, yes, it does. So yes, it is a it's an instant buy. The question is, because we also got the announcement that it's a part of the new PlayStation Plus tiers, not the first one, not the main one, but it's part of the plus and then the plus, whatever they're called. I keep forgetting what
Premium.
the actual name. Premium and
Extra is the mid.
Yeah, so it's a part of both of those day and date. So that's the first time we're seeing a game like that. Not a game like that, but the first, and
announced.
It's definitely a game that I want. So that's what I need to be seeing from PlayStation Extra. It becomes a thing of do I go in and do that or just see it? So I want to see the lineup of games. We're finding that out on the 13th. When it finally releases. I think it's out in other countries, but I have been avoiding looking. I want to see what we get in the States. I want to see the complete list of games. I want to see kind of how well it's working, and so that becomes a thing of just, do I buy this game or do I just sub to Extra? I probably wind up, I just don't want to be subbed to both Game Pass and Extra. That's the thing. I don't want to be paying for both of these. I'm already not using Game Pass. Am I going to use Extra or not? That's the thing. I have a big enough library to where I just don't know. So I need to see how much of extra I own.
Yeah. I'm I'm actually using Game Pass lately, but actually the wife's using Game Pass lately, so I can't really. I can justify it, but yeah, I agree. I don't want to pay for both if I'm not going to use both. So we'll see. We'll see what happens on that. Um, I want to kind of go through these relatively quickly as we got Summer Games Fest coming up this weekend. We have Xbox and Bethesda presentation coming up as we don't have E3. So we've got some predictions of what we think is going to happen at these showcases. I mentioned I've already got one that I can mark off. I should have replaced it, but I didn't. So if you want to do yours first,
replace it right now on the fly. Go
on the on the fly. Summer Games Fest. Shoot, I don't know. give me a minute. We'll do yours first.
All right. So we saw Final Fantasy 16 at the PlayStation thing. Predicted that. Obviously was wrong about November. I don't expect to see a ton of it, but I think we get a little 7 Remake 2 sizzle. Just a little thing. If 16's coming out in the summer of 2023, that really gives me pause as to when we're getting this game.
Yeah.
I think that they can launch 2 Final Fantasy titles in 1 year. I think that they're capable of doing that. It's being made by 2 different devs within Square, and I think that they will honestly only support each other in terms of sales if one is great, and I expect both of them to be great.
Yeah.
And then that's just going to charge you up to play the other one. So, do we see it like later first? Like, I don't know which one really started development first. I don't really know, but they did say that they are. The last time we heard from them, they said that we're ready.
Yep.
To see-ish. So yeah, I already went too long, but little 7R2 sizzle.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go with BioShock is my random thing that I thought of as I think it'd be. We know that they're working on a new game. We don't know if it's mainline BioShock or if it's related, but I think that's going to be my prediction for
BioShock 4?
My first one, BioShock 4. I'm going to go ahead and rewrite that. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I don't think we see anything of it. I don't think we. I think we get a slide. I think we get an Elden Ring DLC just announcement. Again, I don't think they show us anything whatsoever. I think the game is still too hot.
Yeah.
To really try and like do it. I don't even know what else they can do in Elden Ring, but if anybody could do it, I think that Miyazaki and his team can, just based off of what they built here. There's some very interesting ways that the game ends that I think that you can do something with in a post-game situation. So I just think a slide, just something that just says Elden Ring DLC next year.
So that's a good one. I'd love that.
By the way, the next year is not part of the prediction, just the DLC.
Just the DLC part. All right. Mine. I don't have a year on mine, but finally we're gonna get Bloodborne, 60 frames upgrade. This has been long awaited. I would like it to be by the end of the year, but I'm not gonna throw a year on there. I think it's doable. They could have been working on this. They could be ready. Bloodborne, 60 frames, PS5, etc. upgrade. And I guess it's not free.
Bloodborne, dude. What if they just remade it with like a different studio, like pulled not Bluepoint, because Bluepoint's working on their own game for once, which is the biggest mistake ever. But not the biggest mistake ever, but it's a big mistake in my opinion. But they have bought some port studios. What if, since Sony owns the IP, what if they just remade it?
That'd be weird.
Just made like a Bloodborne remastered.
It's not that old though.
Bloodborne remastered. What if that was the thing? Not a remake, but remastered.
A Bloodborne remaster, I wouldn't mind that. A remake, weird. Remaster, would be amazing.
I'll say if they do remaster and it includes 60 frames, I'll give you that bet for sure.
Okay, all right, we'll do that. We'll do that then. And your next one,
I'll give you the bet either way. But okay, if it is remastered and 60 frames is a part of that remaster, I think that counts.
Yeah. I realized I had 4, you have 3, so I'm gonna really quickly bounce over to.
We get a release date. So for those who don't know, we've talked about it briefly on the show before, but Star Trek Resurgence is the, I'm just going to keep calling it Telltale style games until Telltale's been gone long enough to really do it. But it's being made by the team of people who left Telltale during their whole collapse. I think they're called, it's a really weird, I don't even really actually know the name of the developer. Let's see what they're called.
Yeah.
Brunner House is being published and developed in partnership with Epic. So Epic's giving it under a license from Viacom. So I don't even know if they really have a name, but I want this game. I'm in a Star Trek kick right now. I'm rewatching DS9 in kind of like my spare time. I kind of just turn it on whenever I'm getting ready for bed, because I've already seen it through at least 5 or 6 times that I've seen the DS9 series.
Yeah.
Brave New Worlds is dope. If you guys have been out for a while on Star Trek because it kind of went into a lull with Discovery and so on, jump into Brave New Worlds. If you're a classic fan, you will love it. The last episode was Strange New Worlds?
Strange New Worlds. Brave New World's a novel.
Book. It is a book. Yes. So Strange New Worlds, it is dope. The last episode was freaking awesome. So they're firing on all cylinders for that show. The dude playing Pike is really, really good. The guy playing Spock, also really good. So yeah, I just want this game. So
yeah, solid cast all around. Yeah, I agree. I'm on episode 2, by the way. I'm hopefully
nice.
I'm hopefully going to be one way or another. I'm going to be probably watching a lot of Star Trek this weekend and next week. So that's what I end up doing when I travel. I end up catching up on a lot of shows like that. So yeah, I'm going to do that. The wife actually likes it too. So yeah, so it's always nice to be able to watch it with your partner and all that. Moving on, that's Summer Games Fest.
Every time I start watching it, she walks out of the room. So
oh really?
She's not a huge Trek person. She was watching a little DS9 with me in bed where she's like half paying attention, but she just doesn't care that much. I think like Whitney's liked it, and like I think prepping her, basically I told her like, don't worry about other Trek, like don't worry, you don't have to know who these people are, just you just I think that part of that it almost like intimidated her, where she's like, oh, I'm supposed to know all this stuff, and like just honestly it's probably better if you don't.
Yeah, in this case I was like, don't worry about it, you don't have to know anything, just watch it. And I think that's what helped her, like was less intimidating, and the more modern CGI and everything for the ships and stuff, she was like, okay, this looks good. Like they put some money into it, so yeah, happy about that. So we got Summer Games Fest, that ends that. Moving on to Xbox and Bethesda joint conferencing. Again, we don't have E3, so this is what we're getting. You and I both mentioned Halo Infinite co-op something sizzles. I think
it has a very specific caveat.
The specific caveat on yours is
that they will talk how they are still working on Halo Infinite co-op, and when we say co-op, we mean campaign.
Yep.
Co-op campaign, and that it's still not coming out. And I'm just saying summer. I'm saying that if they say fall, if they say winter, I'm going to cap summer at September. So if they were to say August, I would be wrong. I think I think August is still summer. It's still hot as hell in Texas. So they will mention this is like just my spicy mean one in a way. Yeah. They will mention co-op campaign, and it will still not be out.
Yeah, I mean, mine similarly. I was basically saying like, please come play Halo. Like it's not a bad game. They just released half of a game, and they're continuing to add things to it. But it's 2022, and we have a short attention span. So I think this is going to be please come play our game. We've got so much stuff that we're adding. Co-op's coming in the fall. Whatever. Like it's going to be that. that type of announcement, I say sizzle, not even if they're announcing things. I don't plan on them having any bombshells. I think it's just going to be like, Halo's so cool. We've had so many people play our game, and it's so great, and you'll be able to enjoy it. That kind of like marketing hype is what I think we're going to get, because they want people to continue. They want people to come back. Since I believe the numbers have dropped. I can't remember offhand, but they want people to come back, especially with the co-op campaign coming, and they want this to continue to make them money. And it's not, it's not doing as well as it could have, and it's not due to Game Pass. It's due to them releasing half of a game. So yeah, we both kind of had a prediction on that. You had a little more of a caveat than I did on it. And then let's see, again, I had a little bit more than you did.
Again, like I just wasn't coming up with anything good. You can still do as many as you want.
No, it's okay. I'll just do mine's kind of just a quick 1-2 punch here. As is Redfall. I think we're gonna get a Redfall gameplay trailer, because all we've had is this beautiful cinematic trailer that gave you a taste of what the game is going to be about. It's a movie.
We also had a delay.
We had a delay, but we didn't get. But we got a delay, but we didn't get a. We're sorry that you had a delay, but here's something to hold you over. So I think we're going to get a. Here's something to hold you over. We're working on the game. Really excited. Check out this cool, what's it called? Asymmetrical gameplay, whatever that they're going to be doing with it. I feel like we're going to get that, and we're finally going to get an Elder Scrolls teaser that's going to be more than this. This has been 3 years. 3 years. I think we're going to get an Elder Scrolls teaser.
If they have the balls to do that after delaying both Redfall and Starfield, everybody knows that I give Bethesda the hardest time, because I can't stand how they handle things, especially in the last couple of years since being acquired. If they have just the gall to talk about Elder Scrolls 6 at all.
It's a different team. They're different teams working on these games, like I get it, but yeah. It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. It's a different team. You can't say like, hurry up and finish your game, because it's a different, it's a different studio that's and team that's working on the other one. But yeah, that's my 1-2 punch of what I think we're going to get from the Bethesda side of the house. I don't think we're going to get any like, here's a new IP that we're working on, because then completely it would be justified for all of us to say, what do you mean you're working on a new IP? Like, finish Starfield. That would be the reaction we should have. But yeah, I think Elder Scrolls will get a little bit more of like what they're doing, either teaser or a look at our artists working on some concept art, like something very early on, but to be like, yep, it's coming. 2035, it's gonna it's gonna happen at some point. Yeah.
Well, it's okay. We're gonna get a trailer to make up for it. We're gonna get a trailer from a developer at Xbox that does release games in a timely manner, because we're gonna get an Outer Worlds 2 cinematic trailer from Obsidian. I loved the Outer Worlds. I am a big fan. I need to go back and play the DLC. Unfortunately, I don't have the season pass on PlayStation, which is where I played it. So I would have to go download it on Game Pass, play through it again, and play it. But I've heard the DLC is nothing short of excellent, especially even in comparison. So it's something that I want to do probably whenever I find out that Outer Worlds 2, like when it's coming out. That's probably when I'll go back and really go through it again. Outer Worlds is excellent. I know that a lot of Bethesda fans were salty because when they were advertising the game originally, they were saying like, from the team that brought you Fallout New Vegas, and so there were some people that were upset that they were bringing that up. And then they got Outer Worlds, which is not apparently like Fallout New Vegas. I wouldn't know. I didn't play it, so it didn't bother me. I thought it was a great game, minus the text size on the screen. So Outer Worlds 2 cinematic trailer.
Yeah. And no, I was a big fan of New Vegas. It's not New Vegas. They both have some comedic elements, but yeah, I agree with that. Where it's like it's definitely a different game than that. So the comparison's not straight up. Yeah. So my last one, or actually, sorry, I apologize. I did say Starfield, something to hold us over. Did mention that. The last one I did mention.
Patrick trying to give himself an easy point, ladies and gentlemen, with the Starfield thing. If we don't get Starfield gameplay after all this, then I will be very upset. Imagine if they showed an Elder Scrolls Caesar and didn't show anything Starfield.
That's definitely an easy point. But I want some actual gameplay of Starfield. Is really what I really want to get at.
I'm so tired of their little stupid. Mm-hmm. And I'm not normally this grumpy on this show about things. I'm so tired of their dumb little roundtables where they talk about like what the game is going to be without ever showing anything from the game. Like dev diaries are cool, I understand, but 20 dev diaries and no game.
No, I agree. So, but my last one here, I talked about Callisto Protocol. We already got the trailer going on. I think we're going to see trailer pop up there as well. Sure. But because they do that sometimes. I think we're going to get more on Scorn. I've been waiting for Scorn. It was delayed. I think we're going to get some actual gameplay because we've only seen one trailer that I know of. Only one trailer of Scorn that I know of. I don't remember who's making it. One or two trailers.
Is it somebody that Xbox owns?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I'm almost certain it is. I'm almost certain it is. Scorn game.
It's made by Ebb Software.
I thought that was it's announced on Xbox. Maybe it's because it's an Xbox exclusive. Maybe they're not owned. It's Xbox and PC, which is why I believe that it's going to pop up on here. I didn't think they were necessarily owned by them.
Yeah,
but I know it's an exclusive.
There isn't like any reference, but it is exclusive. So this would be. I remember we saw this game. I forget what we were thinking that it was. Like it felt like it was like Alien or something.
Alien. Yeah. It looks so much like Alien. A lot of the designs are almost ripping off HR Geeker's like artwork, and he's the guy who designed the Alien and Aliens. So yeah, it looks like an Alien game, which is why I want to play it.
Apparently, originally Scorn was like crowd-funded, but if they're making it exclusively for Xbox and Microsoft, I bet that they threw a little money out. But yeah, I think that's a good one. And then my last one is again a dream. Me reaching out and saying I want to see this game. I want if we see any of it, I'll put a stopwatch on it to see if I'm right. I want 60 seconds of Fable.
60 seconds of Fable, and
I don't expect it to come out. I don't expect it. Like I'm pretty sure the game's probably still a long way off. But show me 60 seconds of Fable to let me know that this game is still
a thing
on track to come out before I die.
When did this? Was it a year ago that they came out with this trailer? I want to say it was a year ago. It seems like longer. Game trailer. I thought it was 2021. Oh no, you're 2020. Yeah, so it's been
summer
2 years.
2020.
Yeah. Way too long to have nothing else. Yeah, it may be a dream for you to see something of it, but I think it's the right time to come out with that.
Jeff Grubb says I'm not going to see it, and I just have to hope Jeff Grubb is wrong, which he's normally not. So, but it's that article came out today. Yeah, that we might not see Fable, and I made this prediction last week, so I can't take it away. I'm still going to keep it. I want to see something. I actually don't. I'm not very confident in any of the Summer Games Fest or the one. I think the Elden Ring DLC thing is certainly possible. I think Outer Worlds 2 is like that's my one, because Obsidian, I believe in you. I don't believe in anybody else at Microsoft Studios other than the Forza team, but I believe in you, Obsidian. So
I will be very happy if they do an Elden Ring DLC. Like you said, I think you you set it up correctly where you're like, we're not going to have a trailer or anything, just some type of announcement that, you're coming back, coming back to whatever. Or I wouldn't be surprised. I'll be very happy. Yeah, the only question is like, were they ever planning it, or was it a big surprise for them? And as it was for a lot of other people, the success of Elden Ring, I don't think Miyazaki was like expecting that. It sold better than, I think it sold more than all of the other Souls games combined, if I'm not mistaken. Or maybe I'm being slightly hyperbolic there. I know it sold more than like Dark Souls 1 and 2. But, or at least at launch. It's the best Souls game at launch, or, hands down. So, yeah.
Dark Souls 3 on sale right now for like $14.99.
Okay.
I was very close, but I was like, no, I'm not.
If
doing it. I own Bloodborne, so give me my Bloodborne update. If you I'll say that I'll even add on to it. If they remaster Bloodborne and I have to pay them for it, I will do it.
You'll still do
because I doubled down that I would play Bloodborne when they did a 60 frame thing. But I'm also, that's the other thing with PlayStation Plus Extra, where if I do end up getting that, I will download Demon Souls and try it out. I looked up the class. I'll do the spellcaster thing again.
Demon Souls, play spellcaster. It's the way to play it, and that game is good. You'll enjoy Demon Souls. You'll enjoy that. Yeah. Anyways, let us know what you think about that in the comments. Let us know if you're excited about Summer Games Fest. Are you going to watch the Bethesda and Xbox showcase? Let us know in the comments what you think. We'll see you next time.
Bye.